part here is communication once again. If there is a policy, I heard Ms. Schlager very happy about policy. Is this approach to dealing with this in writing somewhere?
Yes, and we will be presenting that to the board.
When will that be?
Very comprehensive. We're planning to present it at the next board meeting. There is a current policy. The current policy was written, I believe, in 1984.
No, not going to do this. No. We just heard Mr. Gilson tell us he has a policy.
Yes, he does.
Mr. Gilson, do you have a policy?
What I described is what I do.
But your staff wants to be part of your policy. Can you put this into writing?
Yes, it's already in writing. We can press. Once the board sees it, we can send it to everyone.
All right, the board wants to see it by Monday. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
May I say something to the public as well as my dear board? The problem of drug addiction, drug trafficking is a problem that has existed in Lakewood for a long time. We are trying to address it comprehensively. We are trying our best to also offer children services once we find that they are dabbling in this, because we don't want children criminalized. So that is also part of the policy. We're trying very hard to make sure that we, while we identify children, we also offer them assistance.
Ms. Silva, we applaud the efforts, and it's refreshing. But what is concerning to me as counsel to the board is that policies and procedures, whether they existed or not from the time of Adam, is irrelevant. What's relevant now is, I was just told by the middle school people I know here that they have something in writing as far as drug policy.
I would just like to say one more.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
That you will get all of the
I'm not finished though.
Yes.
Again, recreating the world is going to take many days, weeks, or years. But it seems like drugs is a problem. And the staff and the parents and guardians and board would like to have, it sounds like what Mr. Gilson is doing, based on what you're telling us, is refreshing. It just needs to be in writing so we all can know what the policy is. So I'm sure by Monday we'll have two things now. The first thing I forgot already, like you did, and the second thing is the policy. Thank you.
Michael, one thing please, through the chair. Having a child or a group of children smoking, I think it's classified as joint. In school,
You're dating yourself.
Let him
by just talking to a child is not going to make him stop smoking. We need to do something much more proactive. And I don't think it's being done. I don't see it.
You know, it reminds me, Carl, when I was at high school graduation, '83, Nancy Reagan used to say, just say no to drugs. That doesn't work. So Carl is right. So maybe you should put all these wraparound services, wrap them around and put them in a document so we all know this. That's all everyone's asking for. They just want to know.
And we do actually have the interventions and we will
in writing by Monday. So that's three things. We can't hear Mr. Seidler.
Is there any attendance policy in place for
actually, there's an attendance policy that is being, I believe it's actually in your packet tonight.
Wait a minute. Ms. Silva, is there an attendance policy in our
We
packet?
asked for it to be placed in the board.
Rosie? I saw Rosie deliver the mail moments ago. She went to, let us check. We're going to check if the attendance policy.
Is there, Mr. Gilson, is there the attendance policy in effect right now until the new one signed?
No.
What has been done as far as attendance policy?
No, 2 marking periods.
How do we keep track of attendance? Oh, that's very simple. What we do is we actually keep track of it through real time.
How do they
Also,
enforce
students scan their IDs as they actually walk in the building every morning.
Every student has an ID to scan?
If they don't, they walk in, and what they do is we actually have to check them off with to find out what their code is, and they actually come through with 2 entrances to do that.
Were the students issued new IDs at the beginning of this year?
They were, yes. And then we also have new copies of Mr. Williams, Mr. Dari Williams. Actually is kind enough what he does is he's at the door, the front door, we have another side up of IDs, and if students do not have their ID at one door, they have to go through that door, the other door.
Enforcement.
We can capture their numbers.
And how long does that process take for every student?
It's very quick. It's very quick. It's not.
And those numbers are real numbers? Attendance numbers are real numbers?
The numbers that we capture when they do,
Well, let me update. Apparently, Mr. Gilson's team did provide a policy, but Ms. Silva's office, because Ms. Silva is allowed to be off, she did not review it, thus it is not in the policy, that's the attendance record. So it will be presented for the next meeting.
Lakewood kids don't deserve a clear
It seems like we have a very busy next meeting. With that being said, thank you, Mr. Gilson. God bless. We have no more public speakers at this point. No, you weren't signed. I'm sorry.
Let him speak. He's a parent. Parent, let him speak.
Just speak. Go ahead. We're listening.
Comenzá, amigo. Comenzá. Comenzá. Parental involvement. We want parental involvement.
Yeah. So give him the sheet. Let him sign it.
1 minute. Hold it.
He didn't know the rules.
Hold it. Wait.
You're the only one.
Wait a minute. We have, Mr. President. There is a parent of a student who did not sign in. It's probably his first time here. Well, welcome to our meeting.
Welcome.
All in favor of allowing this person out? Go right ahead. Just say your name and your address.
Hi, my name is Mateo Aguilar, and I live 175 Mountain View. This is the first time I'm here, and we really want to participate with you guys, with the board, but we really want someone to translate in Spanish. Because if you see some parents are here, and they don't really understand what you say. But we want to participate with the schools. But
if it's easier for you now to speak in Spanish,
okay,
do that. And we have Miriam here. I don't think she'll get paid tonight, but speak in Spanish, if that's easier for you. I just asked him if it's easier.
A nosotros nos gustaría que nos traducieran en español todo lo que están diciendo para que podamos nosotros entender y nosotros podamos participar con los maestros y las escuelas. Nosotros somos una gran población que ha crecido bastante y necesitamos participar con las escuelas para ver qué es lo que podemos hacer por las escuelas, por nuestros hijos.
Parents would like to participate with the board, and they have been a big population that have grown into this town, and they want to be able to participate and be part of their children's education.
Stand up for the parents.
Before we say once again the famous refrain, next meeting, could the board take some sort of action on this request so we can do whatever your pleasure?
I would like to make a motion. I know that this was discussed before, because we've always had this discussion that nothing ever seems to have gotten done. We had discussed about having an interpreter here to interpret. We've also talked about getting special microphones for, like they have in courtrooms that I know of. Like there's an interpreter, they wear them.
The ear sets.
As far as I know, that hasn't been moved on.
Tracy, before we go that route, can I ask just one question? Do we have any children in high school who might be able to be interpreters in correction?
That's not official.
Well, being that we stay here so late, I don't think it would be right for the kid to be out.
Through the chair.
It's a great idea, but the hours, I would say, just aren't.
Through the chair.
If the board approves, we can get those headsets and as well as an interpreter. I can look for there's a number of different mechanisms that we have available.
All in favor? All right, now get the headsets for next meeting and have someone translate. Thank you, Ms. Gilbert.
Yeah.
Dear public, Mr. President, we do have some more business which we did not do, which we need to return to closed session because we wanted to come out on time. So we're going to be about no longer than, unless so
No, we do not give any more time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whatever it takes, we'll come out after we finish.
Thank you. All in favor to go in closed session? Thank you. We're going in closed session, 10 to 9. We will be back.
Contract. We want a 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 contract. They don't deserve a contract.
2 to 3 words. I researched. Look at it, I'm a nerd. I mean, why waste your time?
Joan, they don't deserve a contract.
Sit on? Yeah, it is. All right, before you leave, I don't know what time. Does anybody, by the way, from the high school have the number of students over? I mean, does anybody?
Or what, Joan? Because I do.
Yeah.
What is the, just ask me. What do you need to know?
What is the question? How many kids were suspended? For what?
For anything.
Drug use?
For anything, Joan.
In what time period?
Let's take it from the beginning of the year till now.
Greco, we love you.
Wait a minute. Okay, say that again. I'm going to say it real loud. There are 971 students in the high school who cut. From September until January.
That's what got reported. That's what's reported, Jones.
Because you saw a kid. It's not really true.
That's right. No bonus for the soup. No bonus for the soup.
No bones for the soup.
Love it. There's no enforcement. Policy, there's no enforcement.
Ask them how many of our write-ups should be getting back. Out of the 50 we write up.
Policy in Lakewood is a secret.
Let her translate.
Okay, let me give you, since the board is so anxious to settle this contract, let me give you the latest update. You know that in June you all ratified a memorandum of agreement we thought we had.
En junio nosotros ratificamos el contrato que nosotros creíamos que teníamos con la Junta de Educación.
Since then, we have 2 mediation sessions.
Y
All
después de
right?
eso tuvimos 2 sesiones de mediación.
At the last mediation session, basically, one of the years went down in some money, so the memorandum of agreement has to come back to you for re-ratification.
Creo que el dinero que ellos ofrecieron en una de las líneas de los años que los maestros han trabajado, pues bajó. Entonces eso tiene que venir de nuevo a los maestros para poder ratificar el contrato o aceptar las condiciones de ellos.
What held up a settlement in the last mediation session we had was that Michael Enzebach and the board put on the table language to take the child study team. Number one, he wanted them out of the unit, and number two, there was some kind of business with the language. And since I don't have it in my hand, I'm certainly not going to tell you exactly what it is, because I know you'll quote me. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, because you can't, all right, with the truth. But there was some item of language that dealt with the child study team, which the LEA did not agree to.
Hubieron varios problemas con el contrato, cual no estaban de acuerdo ni aquel grupo ni el grupo de nosotros. Entonces por eso están aguantados. Porque como ustedes saben, nuestro grupo siempre quiere más.
We expected the Board of Education to ratify the agreement, is what we had one. And then after the Board of Education ratified, I was going to bring back to the LEA membership the changes that took place. Now, since then, the Board of Education has not ratified the agreement. I did get a phone call from Michael, who is willing to give me some kind of, and I say, some kind of money for more time.
Está dispuesto de dar un poquito más de dinero para un poco más de tiempo.
Well, I didn't ask about more money because it could only have been a tenth of a point. My point is, I am not going to get into discussion as far as I'm concerned. You people have ratified a memorandum of agreement. I have to bring another one back to you if, in fact, this board takes any action on the last mediation session because one of the percentages of salary has changed.
So how do we get them to do this, to take action and respond? I mean, like, we're not getting anywhere.
Well, I have called a mediator. We are waiting. I intend to go to fact-finding. I don't intend to give them any more time because I think that you're functioning with the time that you now have. It seems to be ample enough, and you're all meeting what you have to meet. So if you want me to go back and get more time,
No.
I certainly will do that. I don't have a problem. But if you're going to tell me that you're already putting in enough time, I'm not going back to talk about more time. I already have a salary settlement, it ain't a lie, but I have one, okay? And I'm certainly not going to give them more time for
Same money.
a 2 tenths. You know, they're going to tell me they can't go over 2%. They've already told me they can't go over 2%. So I don't know how they're going to offer me any more money. But they're going to want a whole bunch of time, and I don't know what that's all about, and I don't want to hear what it's about. I would like the 3-year contract signed, sealed, and delivered. You have exactly 1 year, and you're going to go back to the table. If you're
Seriously.
and hopefully I'll be retired
No.
by the next time. By the next time they come in, they certainly can put proposals on the table for more time if what you already are giving them isn't working out. You see what I mean? So it's a lot of malarkey. I believe they're wasting time, and I'll go to fact finding tomorrow.
Yes.
Do it.
Do it.
I cannot review the new percentages. The old percentages were from the one you ratified. Help me. What is it? 2, 2, and 3? What is it? What were the old numbers, Linda? Huh? 1.74 was the first year, and plus increment. Then the second year was 2%, and the third year was 3%.
No increment.
And no increments, you were all frozen at your steps. Because we could not pay the increment. The first year, I remember now, the first year you went from one step to another and you got the money between the steps, the increment. That came out to 1.79. Okay? The second year it was 2% and the third year was 3%. That's what you ratified. No steps. The time was taken from the contract for the SIG grant because they needed more time. I know you're working it and everything's fine. Thank you. Thank you. You're all working it. Eileen Greco did the schedules. Everything's fine. School open.
Which is actually 25 minutes now because
Thank
they're
you.
letting the kids out and have to get there earlier.
Right. We all know this. So there's
Joan.
more time to give them.
Joan, what happens when you go to fact finding and how long does it take?
The fact finding, they'll start with a mediation session, and if the mediator, a new one, can't move them, they will throw it into a formal fact finding. That takes about one night. All right? Depending, I mean, there's not a whole lot to fact find.
Can anything force their hand?
Then, let me tell you this, then the fact finder has about 30 days to render a written report, which no one has to abide by. At that point, a court can order round-the-clock negotiation.
So we have to then go to court and ask the court to do that, or that's automatic?
Don't worry, we're not going anywhere.
Where are we going to go?
Where are we going to
We
go?
want our retro pay. Where are we going to go?
And retro pay. That may become an issue, but I'm not giving up on that too. I mean, there were people here who worked and left.
That should not even be an issue.
That isn't, well, I know it's not, it shouldn't be an issue, but regrets in the sidewalk here are issues. Any other questions? So you should know that. That's where negotiations is. I have called the mediator, and I imagine we will go into fact finding. When that gets scheduled, we will let you know.
Good. ASAP. And thank you. Thank you for coming. You took a lot of people off.
Next meeting, Janice. Next meeting. Next meeting. You're not angry enough. Don't you want your money in your contract?
Yeah.
Come on. Next meeting, show up.
Wear black tomorrow.
Black tomorrow.